Do my eyes deceive me? I feel like I'm dreaming.
Oh my god, I feel like
We've actually named our squad, not lastminute.com. The Algeria squad is here, and I tell you what, it's made me bloody excited about a couple of nothing games. All of a sudden, smiles on my face, tears in my eyes, because look at that list. Yusuf Belaili is gone. Douche, come on, about bloody time. I'm sick and tired of seeing this muppet called up when he's too busy sniffing powder all day long in the streets of Ajaccio. Belaili is gone. Benrahma, welcome Saeed, welcome. We've got to win the European final first, Benrahma, but welcome. Welcome. Anyway, let's get into this squad. Let's get into this squad to play Uganda away and Tunisia at home. Of course, the first thing to probably say is it doesn't look like there's going to be any other games. It's going to be just Uganda and Tunisia, both 48 hours apart, which is a bit of a shame. Of course, the Uganda game in Cameroon and the Tunisia game in Algeria in Annaba. So 3 goalkeepers, which in years gone by on this channel has been probably the most boring part to discuss. However, seemingly changing all the time. There is a bit of a HOUSSEM contingency in this squad. That is probably because they're in the CAF Confederation Cup final. And they won the first leg 2-1 against the Tanzanian side Young Africans. So HOUSSEM very much got their hands on a continental trophy, which is brilliant. And seemingly why Belmadi has chosen to reward so many HOUSSEM players in this squad. I think he's also allegedly in and around that HOUSSEM camp, coaching as well, to get them ready for their big final. So in goal, Zugba and Mandrea are both here. That tells me that's number 1 and that's number 2. I don't know in what order. Probably Zugba has to be the number 1 in terms of what I've seen. Mandrea is younger, maybe more for the future, but he has had game time. So, again, you want to know who your number 1 goalkeeper is. You don't want to be going into a tournament not even knowing who's going to be playing in goal. Always difficult when Rice Bolhi has held the shirt for the best part of 15 years. I don't think we're going to see Rice Bolhi ever again. I'd like to see some sort of tribute, but realistically, you can't call the keeper in the Saudi second tier, and Zugba's in the Saudi first division. So, Zugba, Mandrea and Benbout, who of course is the goalkeeper for HOUSSEM. So he gets to train in and around that Algeria squad. It's a nice reward for him. Interesting, he's got a call up before Alexis Gendouzi, who got in over Benbout in the Chan squad. So Gendouzi right now must be absolutely fuming that he's not in this, but that's good to see. Let's move on to the defence, and it's fairly similar to what we saw last time when Rami Ben Sebaini is going to be in there. Whether he's a centre-back or a left-back this time remains to be seen. I'd like to see Rami Ben Sebaini deployed as a centre-half more, if that's going to be his position. I suspect, even though Ait-Nouri is not here, and that's because his last start, club or country, was the Niger game. We all got raving about him, right? Man of the match at his debut at home in Baraki. He's not started a football game since. Definitely given some evil eye there. Didn't say Marshall enough, did we? So Ait-Nouri, understandable, hasn't started a game since March. Came on against Arsenal at half-time in the Premier League the other day. But Ait-Nouri should be there come the official AFCON squad. But he's got to change club at Wolves. The manager don't rate him. If the Wolves manager stays, he's got to go. And he's got to start somewhere. We know Belmadi doesn't really pick players that don't play any football. So Jawan Hadjem is still there. He has had a difficult few weeks. Of course, Nantes very much involved in that relegation battle in France, but Hadjem, nice confidence boost. Mehdi Laris, relegated with Sampdoria, but of course plays in a different position with Algeria. He's here, as is Kevin van den Kerkhoff, who was brilliant and has had a fantastic season in Ligue 2 with Bastia. And you've also got Hatem Loussif, who is now at HOUSSEM, but he has been in this squad before. He's a few years ago, in the Majer days, Loussif was called up as a right-back behind Youssef Artal for Algeria. So it's not actually going to be his first cap for the national team, although he is part of that HOUSSEM setup. Now, and then the usual suspects are there: Issam Mandi, Tugay, Touba and Zinedine Belid. Again, another HOUSSEM player. I can't have too many complaints about that defence. Youssef Artal is injured. I wanted to see Mitchell Weiser. Maybe the paperwork's not done. And Mehdi's a fan maybe for a late show. Akim Zadurtka, we thought he was going to be here. We don't know why he's not. Maybe he's picked up a knock as well. But overall, the defence, apart from Loussif jumping in instead of Ait-Nouri, is pretty much self-explanatory. Now, the midfield is where we're going to get very excited. HOUSSEM AOUAR is in the building, boys. No more baguettes. No more croque monsieurs, mate. It's all about chukchorka, mate, and zlabia and all that good stuff. Because HOUSSEM AOUAR's in the building, boys. He's here at 24 years of age. You French mugs, you've let him go. He's in the building. HOUSSEM AOUAR is going to make his debut for Algeria. What a moment. What a moment. I was one of very few that thought we would see this day. We are going to see this day, inshallah. This is brilliant. Belmadi's thought, screw this, forget September, I'm getting you in now, son. So he's in there, as is Ben Taleb, as is Badawi, as is Zarouki. Of course, the big one is Ismail Benassa, who is injured. He can't even walk at the moment, bless him, inshallah. He has a speedy recovery, back in time for the AFCON, we hope. Victor Lechal made his debut 4 years ago, and funnily enough, that was against Tunisia, who is probably going to play again now, 4.5 years later. Picked up a cruciate ligament injury after that. So happy he's back. I'm really, really excited to see him back. What a moment. One of the best players in the French second tier this season. He looks more than certainly to be playing in Ligue 1 next season. Victor Lechal, we mentioned him, didn't we, in that Algeria midfield tier list, as we did for Hamed Abdelli, the mother from Martinique, the father from Algeria. He's been called up for the first time. He's completed the paperwork, which is, of course, a teammate at Angers with Ben Taleb. Those two players know each other very, very well. Ben Taleb is said to have been talking a lot about Algeria with Hamed Abdelli. Looking forward to seeing his debut in the middle of the park. And what does it mean? Adam Zouragan is Adam Zouragan. Thank goodness for that. We might actually bloody win something, boys. Now, I mentioned Belmadi is gone. That's good. That means Said Benrahma is back. That's brilliant. Not sure what colour his hair is going to be when he does return, but I'm sure Belmadi would be telling him what to do about that. Maybe Maya Mills can check out Aneba for the first time. I'm sure she's never been. I don't think she's ever been outside of Croydon, to be honest. But you've got Mahrez in there. You've got Bouatnani, of course, a player everyone's very, very excited to see. We want to see Bouatnani, particularly in games that don't have that much riding on them. Him to have more game time. I thought Mahrez might be dropped. He was last summer. Of course, he's going to be involved in a Champions League final. I guess because this game is 8 days after that final. He might be playing Mahrez might play a Champions League final and a few days later have Uganda away. But there we are. Faris Shaibi, Machios is in there for the first time. Again, another USMA player. Didn't get in off the back of his Chan performances. I think he was one penalty away from getting in the squad. He was one pen away and he messed it up like a little mug, didn't he? I don't know what he tried to do. Penenga in Algeria lost the game. If he does that, I'm telling you now, Mahios, Eamon, right, any of this crap, if we're having a semi-final shootout against Ghana and you flipping do that, you're gonna be the most wanted man, mate. So none of that. Amora, Bounedjah, Slimani still, he hasn't played football for weeks. The league in Belgium finished ages ago, but he has been in fine form with Anderlecht. Bounedjah, more than a part of the furniture now, back involved. Andy Delors is injured, but he hasn't scored a league goal since signing for Nantes. And of course, Adam Werners has been struggling with injuries. He's not in the setup either. Overall, I'm very, very happy with this squad. I'm pleasantly surprised to see HOUSSEM AOUAR already. Looking forward to Abdelli. Can Mahios do it on the big stage? Lots of questions. Benrahma, is it time for him to finally start 2 games back to back? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for subscribing for more. I'll see you next time.